other than his has an enclosed cab. This one obviously does not. His is missing a bunch of the engine parts and has...
At one of the largest antique equipment gatherings in the world, machines from a different era came alive again. Engines roared, gears clanked, and the smell of diesel filled the air. Among the many skilled people, there was a familiar face for heavy equipment fans: Matt Stetar, the man behind the popular Diesel Creek YouTube channel. Matt, who comes from the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, has built a loyal online following by rescuing and restoring old machines, turning them from forgotten scrap into fully working equipment. At this event, he brought along his Caterpillar 977K, a big tough, no cab, no frills machine that looked like pure mechanical strength. But while the crowd admired his skill and the impressive work he does, some people began asking a different question. What was really happening behind the scenes of Diesel Creek? Over the years, Matt's projects, tools, and channel growth made it look like he was heading toward a lifestyle of success and comfort. However, those who have followed him closely know that his journey has not been without struggles. From starting out with little guidance to facing doubts from those around him, Matt's story is more than just fixing old machines. It's about building a career from hard work, patience, and a love for the craft. In this article, we take a closer look at who Matt is, how Diesel Creek came to life, and what has really been going on with him in recent years. Matt Stetar's journey into mechanics started in a way many people might not expect, almost entirely on his own. Growing up in Burgettstown, Pennsylvania, he didn't come from a family full of mechanics. His father only had a small connection to machinery, and the one person in the family who had real mechanical experience, his grandfather, had already passed away before Matt was old enough to learn from him. His two older sisters had no interest in tools or engines. In fact, Matt often joked about being the Hoops baby, arriving in the family a whole decade after one of his sisters, and even being given his mom's old sewing room as a bedroom. But what he lacked in mentorship, he made up for with curiosity. From a young age, Matt spent countless hours with lawnmowers, hand tools, and even toys, taking them apart and trying to put them back together. There was no one to show him the right way, so he learned by trial and error. In a 2022 interview on the Essential Craftsman podcast, Matt explained that he always wanted to know how things worked. Even though his hometown had limited access to tools or big machines, he made the most of whatever he could find in the family garage. His interest in mechanics grew even stronger during high school, but not everyone saw it as a good path. Many teachers and classmates believed office jobs or college degrees were more respectable than mechanical trades. Despite this, Matt stuck to his passion, working on dirt bikes and small vehicles with friends, slowly improving his skills and developing the hands-on knowledge that would later become the foundation of Diesel Creek. After finishing high school, Matt decided to get a welding certificate, a practical choice that fit his growing skills and interest in working with his hands. His first job was with a landscaping company, starting with basic construction tasks like building retaining walls. As the company expanded into excavation work, Matt found himself operating heavier machinery. Around this time, he bought his first piece of heavy equipment, marking a big step in his career. Even though the job involved hard labor, it gave him valuable experience. Later, Matt worked briefly in a machine shop, where he earned a steady paycheck and benefits. But despite the financial stability, he felt restless. He wanted something more exciting and hands-on, something that let him work closely with the kinds of machines he loved. He moved through different jobs in plants, construction sites, and repair work, picking up new skills along the way. He developed what he called the sledgehammer and torch approach, breaking down machines to figure out what was wrong, then fixing them. These early years were filled with challenges, especially without a mentor to guide him. Many people around him still doubted whether this kind of work had much future. But Matt kept going, slowly building the knowledge and confidence that would one day help him turn his passion into a successful online career. These jobs and experiences formed the building blocks of what would later become Diesel Creek, teaching him not only how to repair machines, but also the persistence needed to take on big, risky projects. Matt's first experience with YouTube came much earlier than many people realize. Back in 2011, when he was still in high school, he started uploading videos of himself and his friends working on dirt bikes and other off-road vehicles. At that time, YouTube wasn't seen as a serious career path, and Matt treated it as a hobby. The videos didn't have a channel name like Diesel Creek yet, and the earnings were tiny, about $5 a month. In 2013, he stepped away from YouTube to focus on his full-time jobs in landscaping, machining, and later, pipeline repair. But in 2020, everything changed. The COVID-19 pandemic led to layoffs, and Matt suddenly had more free time. Instead of wasting it, he returned to YouTube with a new vision and a name for his channel, Diesel Creek. This time, he focused on heavy equipment construction, repair, and restoration, something he was deeply passionate about. His early Diesel Creek videos showed him fixing old bulldozers, excavators, and trucks, often using nothing more than basic tools and a tripod-mounted camera. These videos were simple, honest, and unpolished, and people loved them. Viewers appreciated that he didn't use flashy editing or music. They could see every step, including mistakes and challenges. This made the content feel real and relatable, especially to people who knew the frustrations of mechanical work. Over time, the channel started gaining thousands of subscribers, and Matt realized he could turn this into a full-time career. Some of Matt's most popular videos have reached millions of views, proving that there is a large audience for hands-on restoration work. Will it start? Abandoned excavator left for years attracted over 10 million views by September 2023. In it, Matt bought an old excavator at an auction and set out to bring it back to life. The video captured every step, from inspecting the engine to replacing worn-out parts, and even the setbacks, like finding a hydraulic leak. Another hit, watched over 8 million times, showed him reviving an old farm truck. Viewers followed along as he towed the truck from a field, cleaned the carburetor, replaced the battery, and slowly coaxed the engine back to life. The rural scenery and slow transformation gave the video a nostalgic, almost heartwarming feel. A third major success was reviving a 50-year-old bulldozer, where Matt took on a massive restoration project involving a 1970s machine. Over several weeks, he repaired the hydraulics, replaced worn tracks, welded broken parts, and even gave the machine a fresh coat of paint. Each of these projects showed Matt's ability to take something most people would consider worthless and turn it into a fully functioning piece of equipment. His calm, straightforward presentation, combined with detailed explanations, made the videos appealing not just to mechanics, but to anyone who enjoys seeing old things brought back to life. What makes Diesel Creek stand out in the crowded world of YouTube is its authenticity. Matt doesn't try to make his projects look easier than they are. He doesn't hide his mistakes or pretend that everything works perfectly the first time. Instead, he shows the real process, the long hours, the unexpected problems, and the small victories along the way. Viewers trust him because they know he's showing the truth. Another strength is his ability to make complicated repairs understandable. He avoids technical jargon whenever possible, explaining things in simple terms so that even beginners can follow along. This teaching style has helped Diesel Creek become a valuable learning resource for people who want to understand machinery, welding, or restoration without feeling overwhelmed. Matt also has a knack for choosing interesting projects, often machines that look too far gone to save. The suspense of wondering whether something will run again keeps viewers watching until the end. Beyond the repairs themselves, the channel offers a sense of community. Many viewers share their own stories in the comments, and some are inspired to take on restoration projects of their own. In this way, Diesel Creek has become more than just a YouTube channel. It's a source of education, inspiration, and connection for people who appreciate hard work and the beauty of bringing old machines back to life. By 2023, Diesel Creek had grown to nearly 700,000 subscribers and over 150 million views. An impressive milestone for a one-man operation that started with nothing more than curiosity and a basic camera. But success on YouTube is not always as glamorous as it appears from the outside. Behind the scenes, running Diesel Creek has meant long hours, constant problem-solving, and the pressure to keep producing content that meets viewers' expectations. Matt has openly shared that filming, editing, and working on massive restoration projects all by himself can be exhausting. Unlike channels with a full production team, Diesel Creek is built almost entirely on his own effort. This means that every repair, every filming angle, and every bit of editing is his responsibility. While the channel has brought financial stability through ads, merchandise, sponsorships, and affiliate links, it's still a demanding job that requires both physical and mental endurance. There's also the reality that some viewers expect constant uploads, even though restoration projects can take weeks or months to finish. Balancing the need for regular content with the time it takes to do real, quality work is one of the ongoing challenges Matt faces. Despite these pressures, he has stayed committed to his honest, no-shortcuts approach, refusing to rush projects just for the sake of views. This dedication to quality over speed is one of the main reasons his audience remains loyal, even if it means waiting longer between videos. Over the years, Matt has expanded Diesel Creek's scope beyond just machinery, taking on projects like renovating an old church building, which gave his viewers something new to follow while still keeping the spirit of the channel alive. So, what really happened to Matt Stetar from Diesel Creek? The answer is that nothing happened. Instead, life simply shifted as Diesel Creek evolved from a hobby into a demanding full-time career. What viewers might notice as slower uploads or longer gaps between videos is not a sign of decline, but rather the natural result of Matt taking on bigger, more complex projects. The truth is, Diesel Creek is still going strong, and Matt remains deeply committed to his passion for restoration. However, the more the channel grows, the more responsibility comes with it. Viewers who have followed him since the early days have seen him progress from working in small garages to handling massive, once-forgotten machines and turning them into fully functioning equipment. Along the way, he has faced the challenges of working alone, managing unpredictable repairs, sourcing rare parts, and balancing work with personal life. In many ways, his story reflects the reality of chasing a dream, the excitement of success mixed with the hard work and sacrifices required to maintain it. While some creators in his position might hire a big crew or change their style to produce faster content, Matt has chosen to stay true to the slower, more detailed approach that built his audience in the first place. This means that Diesel Creek might not always post something new every week, but when it does, viewers know they are getting genuine, thoughtful, and skillful work. In the end, what really happened to Matt Stetar is that he kept doing exactly what made him stand out, putting in the time, effort, and care needed to breathe life back into machines that the world had forgotten. It's about dealing with uncertainty, frustration, and countless dead ends. Sometimes a project will stall for weeks while Matt searches for a rare part or fabricates one from scratch. Other times, an engine that seemed ready to roar back to life will refuse to start, no matter how many hours he spends on it. These moments can be discouraging, especially when the pressure of producing a video is added to the mix. But it's in these unseen struggles that Matt's real strength shows. Instead of cutting corners or hiding the difficult parts, he shares them openly with his audience. Viewers have seen him fight through freezing winter days to get a machine running, spend hours cleaning rusted bolts that refuse to move, or redo a repair when the first attempt fails. This willingness to be vulnerable, to show not just the successes, but also the setbacks, is part of why Diesel Creek has built such a loyal community. People don't just tune in for the machines, they tune in because they respect the man working on them. In a world where so much online content is staged or overly edited, Matt's approach is refreshingly real. Every finished project feels earned, and every video reminds viewers that great results come from persistence and patience, not quick fixes. Looking ahead, Diesel Creek's future seems bright. Matt has hinted at more ambitious projects, not only restoring larger and more challenging machines, but also exploring different types of builds that stretch his skills in new directions. The old church renovation, for example, showed that his audience is willing to follow him into projects outside of traditional heavy equipment restoration, as long as his signature style and honest storytelling remain. Fans have also suggested collaborations with other creators in the mechanical and restoration space, which could bring even more attention to his channel. However, it's clear that Matt will approach the future in the same way he has handled his past, steadily, thoughtfully, and without losing sight of why he started. If anything, what really happened to Matt Stetar is that his love for machines has evolved into something bigger than just personal passion. Diesel Creek has become a place where history is preserved, where forgotten tools of the past are brought back into working order, and where people from all walks of life can be inspired to take on a project of their own. Whether you're an experienced mechanic, a hobbyist, or someone who simply enjoys seeing old things made new again, Diesel Creek offers a reminder that with enough time, effort, and heart, even the most rusted and worn-down things, machines or otherwise, can have a second life. And in that way, the channel is not just about restoration. It's about hope, resilience, and the satisfaction of building something real in a digital world.